Greetings, Earthlings. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing so well today. Welcome to a new psychic reading. If this is your first time here, a special hello to you. Hi, I'm Zach. I have a natural psychic ability and I share that gift here on YouTube. However, if you guys would like to book a private reading, I'm taking clients, and you can follow the link in the description box or the link in my banner, or you guys can email me. I also have a special announcement, you guys. I'm opening a Patreon. You can find all the information down below. I'll just run through a quick couple of things. If you follow my YouTube, love my style, love watching me just once a week, but want to throw me a little something, you can subscribe to the tip tier, which is $2.22 a month. The second tier is for $9.99, and I post up to 3 psychic readings every month, in addition to the one that comes every week here on YouTube. We'll also have access to the monthly live stream where I can answer any of your questions live. There's a whole bunch of other features. Just go ahead and check out that Patreon. I don't want to take up too much time. You'll hear about it for the next couple of videos. Also want to let you guys know that I now have an Instagram where I post a daily psychic reading. You can follow me on Cowboy Divine if that's interesting to you. Now back to today's video. Thank you guys so much for sitting through that. Very excited to open up a Patreon finally to create a better community. It gives you guys a space to contact me as well. And today's video, I just want to remind you to ground your energy before choosing a pile. Maybe turn down the lights, light a couple candles, take a couple deep breaths. It'll look a little different for everyone. Once your energy is grounded, choose between one of the 3 piles intuitively, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. It is a gorgeous day in July. Love the month of July. It's very, very summery. So I want to let you guys know that over here is the energy of what we need more of. Over here is what we need less of, and then in the middle is what is in harmony. And I love to see the synchronicity of the swords right here, right off the bat. But let me first touch on this over here. First off, we need more sun. Now, the sun, I'm putting this through a very spiritual or occult lens. Oh my goodness, one second. I have a cactus prickle. Yikes. Over the weekend, I went to Christmas Tree Cove here in Southern California, and I found a whole bunch of new hagstones. That's what you guys were choosing between in the pile selection. And I also found this adorable little cactus variety that I wanted to propagate here at my house. So I took a little section of it, and I don't know why, but when I was picking up these hagstones, I feel like there were some prickers on there. Anyways, oh my god, so distracted. So maybe like literal getting your hands in nature is also a first helpful message. When I see the sun card, it means many, many things, and we'll continue, but what I'm getting right off the bat is like literally sunlight. Sunlight on the skin, more time outside, even if it is very hot out. This is going outside in the morning or in the evening. This is connecting with nature, connecting with plant spirits, connecting with even sunflowers. This is reminding me of, I have a volunteer mammoth sunflower that's growing outside by my parking gate, and I love it. It's in bloom right now. Kind of early in the season, but no matter. Anyways, what I'm seeing, you guys, is an expression of the self, okay? It's almost, for some of you, courage to develop more spiritually, okay? Because over here, what is, too much? What do we need less of? These are very favorable cards. To me, it says less focus on your career, less focus on building your talent. And the message, to me, talks about spirituality and to have what's in harmony as justice, and I'm picking up on the scales, and clarity as well. It feels like you guys are in a period of your life where you know what you want, you know what you're going after, you You know it takes time. You know how to take the steps. There is a good measure of energy and a good balance, especially a balance of energy. I just think we've been focusing a lot on the 3D realm, money, finances, careers, talents, very tangible, earthly, human things. And what we're asking for right now, what we want to bring to your attention, seems to be this idea of more spirituality with the Sun card. For some of you, it's like connecting and making a channel with your higher self, okay? And for some of you, this is connecting with your child self. So who you were when you were younger. I am hearing now that some of you are, advanced in your career, and yet there is something that you wanted to do as a child, which is the most authentic. This is before you had any of the world imposed on you. There's something that you wanted to do as a child that you haven't yet picked up yet. And we're drawing attention to that. It seems like we want to focus on something that you wanted to do when you were a child, okay? So a message I was getting, a little download before this reading, was talking about how when I was younger, I was always interested in mystical things, magical things, fairies, building fairy houses, unicorns, knights, and castles, and anything like that. And to me, that was talking about that spirituality is always going to be a part of my life, and yet it wasn't something I pursued for many, many years. I didn't pick up spirituality or like tarot cards or anything occult or mystical until maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And so this is, to me, talking about this idea that I feel like there is something spiritual in nature that you're meant to pursue at this time, or there is that thing that when you were a child, there's a lot of emphasis on children here, which is very, very curious. To me, it's talking about your inner child. I'm looking at this card right here, having nothing to do with Venus and Cancer, but everything to do with your inner child. I always look at angels as us, our authentic selves. I always look at that through the lens of the Lover's card, because in the Lover's card we have a masculine and a female, and then we have the angel above, which reminds us that we are an individual spark of consciousness in this human 3D realm. We have masculine, feminine counterparts. We are both and more, the angel. So what it feels like is that for some of you, this is a creative project that we want you to spend time on that has nothing to do with building money or your status or your career. It just has something to do with something more spiritual in nature. I'm getting the idea of creation itself. I'm getting the idea of picking up a creative practice, okay? Again, an emphasis on the sun coming out again, okay? And to me, it talks about shining light on the childlike aspect of yourself. So to me, that's talking about illuminating something from your childhood, some dream of yours, okay? This could also just be a moment, which is spiritual in nature, to reflect on where you are in life and everything that you've accomplished in order that you can recognize that and perhaps quell this drive you have to keep climbing the Capricorn mountain, to keep making that bread, to keep bringing in money and finances and more. I'm getting the idea of going back to your roots a little bit and figuring out what you wanted to do as a child. Yeah, I just got a spiritual confirmation from that very annoying tractor trailer horn on the street, but something you wanted to do as a child. So for me, just to give you guys an example, this would be singing, okay, or songwriting, honestly just singing. So it wouldn't necessarily be the energy of going out and becoming a singer-songwriter, but it would be finding another vocal coach. My last vocal coach was in Madison, Wisconsin. I've yet to find one here in Los Angeles. So it's that energy. It's not necessarily going out into the world and trying to become a singer. It's the energy of doing something that's creative, that lights me up, that makes me feel joyful, which is singing. So I feel like what we want to talk to Pile 1 about is the idea of being a lot more creative with your life, and especially if you are an artist. I feel like my channel attracts many artists because you guys are on similar vibrations than me, or as me. I'm an artist of many mediums. This to me talks about picking up something very creative in nature and utilizing creative downloads from the universe, from your higher self, okay? For some of you, that could look like making what is this called? A vision board, okay? And that could be something fun and creative for you to help you re-inspire yourself or remember some project that you put down or was put down by society for being too hard or difficult or, you know, anything like that. I'm also getting the idea of, going into nature, anything outside. We're saying you're spending too much time in the dark, too much time inside, too much focus on the 3D material realm. We want to a little bit get into the sunlight, do something spiritual in nature, do something that has to do with creativity, art. Something wants to be birthed, something wants to come out of you. And I feel like this is an expression from your inner child. This has something to do with the young version of yourself, okay? I'm also hearing that we want to focus a little less on the root chakra and move up a little bit. We want to focus more on the sacral and solar plexus chakras, which are sexual energy centers too. I get a big vibe about sexual energy. So this could be talking about someone who, when's the last time that you had a sexual interaction for some of you? This is something that I feel like if you walk a spiritual path for a long time or you just get really bogged down in the 3D realm, can take a back seat, except sexual energy is very perverted in this day and age. It even sounds perverted to say, and it's so unfortunate because it is the gateway to higher consciousness. This is a velvet curtain that is behind the justice card. If you don't embrace sexuality, if you don't embrace, having sex, pleasure with other people, then you're never going to access higher consciousness, okay? So it feels like the gateway, to more spiritual abilities, awakening spiritual gifts, awakening a soul mission, developing your third eye, developing your crown and throat chakra. The gateway to these upper chakras systems is the lower chakras. And what I feel like is that you've done very, very well in the physical realm in your body. You could be improving your health. You're doing very well in career and finances. So well that this is the root chakra. You're feeling very secure, very stable. You're getting recognized for the hard work. But we want to move up a little bit and past the root chakra, which is stability and safe and animal needs, such as a roof over your head, access to fresh drinking water and food. We can move up a little bit. We can move up to passion, so being in the body, recognizing your self-confidence. These are all things we need more of. More self-confidence, more emphasis on the sexual center, learning about how you transmute sexual energy into spiritual energy, because again, that is the bridge, that is the gateway to the upper chakras, to the heart chakra, which is the gateway again to the upper third, so throat, third eye, and crown chakras. That all has to do with psychic ability, the unknown, mystical talents, spiritual gifts. If those are all very interesting to you, we want to get into the body and express ourselves creatively. So I feel like some of you guys can channel directly from your higher self or your inner child, spirit guides, when you work with paint or when you move and dance. Something to do with movement and dance is very, very linked to the sacral and solar plexus chakras. That's what we want to talk a lot about. Spirituality seems to be something that we want to bring in attention, okay? So let's move on to what's in a lot of balance, what's in harmony right now. You guys are very clear. You have a lot of clarity right now, and it's because I'm seeing that as you having so much stability, or at least a certain measure where you're not worrying anymore about money. You don't worry anymore about finances. You're a very grounded individual. This is because you've done very, very well to ground your root chakra. And we're setting up an incredibly strong foundation is what I'm hearing, to keep building, to keep climbing, okay? And yeah, I feel like right now you do feel very fulfilled. It looks like money is very, very good at this time. And right now you're in a position to focus on spirituality, focus on more spiritual things, okay? Because you in the material realm, your job, your career, it's very, very good, or it's soon to be very blessed is also what I'm hearing. You've just been doing a lot of work there. We want to focus more on other aspects of life, okay? You're getting a lot of clarity about where you're going in life and the steps it takes to get there. Things just seem very good right now. Your judgment, your mind is very, very clear. I love to see this because The swords can talk about, difficult things. The mind is a beast. We are very, very, very intelligent beings, and yet we don't know the extent of our minds. And I also feel like we can use our intelligence at times against ourselves to trap ourselves into self-limiting beliefs, doubt, guilt. Guilt is not an emotion, it's a wall of judgment, all those kind of things. And yet, that is not you guys. I love to see this. You guys are gaining a lot more clarity. You know who you are. You're developing this solar plexus chakra. You're developing your self-awareness, and self-awareness is a superpower. It feels like you're in a very, very good balance right now. And honestly, it's like we're talking, and it feels like nitpicking actually a little bit. To have you in a position right here with such clarity, I love to see this master number 11 as well with these two swords. It's making me think of 1111. It feels like we're kind of just, saying, Pile 1 is doing well. Pile 1 is doing well. You feel fulfilled. We just want to make sure that you round out other aspects of yourself that have to do with the sun over here, okay? Now, let's move on to, I don't really know where else we want to take this. Since you do have many messages about spirituality, let's just make some room. Okay. So this path, what we want to work on, what we need more of, spirit guides, I'm hearing the sun, the lower chakras, spirituality, connecting to the higher self or the inner child. Can we know a little bit more? Mirror, who or what is triggering you? I can pick that up a little bit. For some of you, this self-confidence has to do with walking down a spiritual path. And, oh my goodness, I can see the little... It's not going to pick it up on camera. Maybe it will. This is the stupid little cactus spike that was sticking in me. So yeah, this it looks kind of like on the defense about something spiritual in nature or about a passion project of yours. To me, the message comes through that it's important not to be, especially if you're an artist. I think I dropped that message early on. Especially if you're an artist. Right now, we want you to focus on creativity for the sake of creativity and expressing yourself through divine connections, so your higher self. And as a divine being, as a spark of consciousness, as a spirit inside a human vessel, the best thing we can do in this world is to create. Everyone has creative talents and abilities. It is the very essence of being a soul. So don't think that you're unique in not having a spiritual gift or an artistic ability and gift. It could just look very different than what you're used to calling art. For example, dance and movement and choreography is just as much an art form as illustration or ceramics or fibers, okay? So it's an invitation to really, really explore. What I'm also getting is that some of you just truly are being triggered by this path of spirituality and what other people think about you. But once you develop confidence in yourself, you'll be able to navigate a lot more freely in this world, down this path, without fear of judgment or guilt or anything of that nature. Perhaps just one more card, Spirit. You are sticking out. You did want to come out. Okay. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, and then soul retrieval. So the sun hitting the naked body does talk to me about cleansing your energy. Okay, so some of you could go out and do some grounding or earthing, whatever you want to call it, putting the bare feet on grass as best as you can, your local park, your lawn, around nighttime. Whenever there is a little bit of dampness to the ground is an important message, okay? And just upping your spiritual protection. So I'm seeing, I cover the mirror in my bedroom at night just because I just don't like it. It just bothers me. I'm very, very sensitive. So that's something you guys could look into. If there's a mirror you have to walk by every single night before you go to the bathroom, or if there's a mirror in your bedroom, if you have a black TV screen in your bedroom, you might want to just throw a tapestry or a blanket or something over that. This is also just talking to me about black tourmaline, black onyx, tiger's eye even. Very good stones for protection, especially psychic protection. Also just boundaries, okay? More so the 8 and 9 of Wands talk to me about boundaries, but I do get that a little bit, especially when we have this call back your power card. So to me, this is talking about the need to cut away any people from your life who are causing you judgment. If you're feeling a negative emotion like judgment or guilt, that's just simply trying to get you to remember who you are, which is a perfect soul, okay? When you pass on from this human life, you're not going to take with you any negative emotion. You're not going to take fear, anxiety, worries, anything like that. A soul is pure in essence, okay? You're not going to take any of that with you. So it's important to remember at times that you already are that spark of perfection, a spark of consciousness, a little mini God. You already are perfect in nature. You're just in a 3D vessel. You're in the 3D realm. It's difficult down here. Sometimes we just need a reminder of that. And it's important to cut away people who trigger us, who kind of convince ourselves that we're not as good as we think we are, or that mystical, magical things don't work or aren't existing in this universe. They are. Okay, they are. It's the only thing I'm interested in these days is anything mystical in nature, magic, right? Those are the things that really spark my creativity and imagination, okay? That's the same for you guys as well. And then soul retrieval. Some of you, if this is hitting you very, very hard, this would only probably be like one or two of you. I do sense a lighter nature with you guys. You could simply seek out a shaman, okay? A shaman can do a cord cutting ceremony and a soul retrieval. You can also look up practicing witches who do cord cutting ceremonies. I wish I remember her name. There's a Sadie in London, I think is her name. She does magic cord cutting ceremonies on Instagram, Sadie Tarot or Sadie in London. I'll try to remember. Editing Zac, you should put a link down there. But there are other, Shaman John, if you look him up, Jon, on the internet. He is a very good shaman. He's done a soul retrieval for me. And then after that soul retrieval, there is, he encourages you to draw in the sand with stones, sticks, and crystals and just sort of see what comes out of it. But I used painting instead. And I painted this very, very curious figure, which appeared to be someone from my past life. It was someone very regal. And it was just very, very interesting and curious. It's talking to me about kind of like an image in your mind that wants to come out. If you guys have never painted before, try not to be focused on what it looks like. Just try to feel the paint and the colors. It's like I was in art school forever. I spent thousands of dollars on art school. It's so unnecessary. It's just so unnecessary. The fun is just painting. The fun isn't trying to be perfect. When you can just grab paint, put on some music, have a glass of wine or a little smoke of ganja, whatever you want. You just, can unleash the creativity that wants to flow through you. I was talking about the chakras so much because all we are is an energy center, here to express ourselves in a 3D version, just to learn. I think an important lesson for you guys is to not look at Earth as if it's a school. It's a playground. It's a playground. I hate the idea of it being a school. We come from perfection. We come from being a soul. It's important for someone here to remember that, because I feel like there are people getting you down, bogging you down. Time to cut those people out of your life if that's you guys, okay? So let's just wrap this up. I know this is a long reading. I want to know if there's, any sort of romance. Okay, see some nudity going on here, you guys. Let's just see if there is a connection that we can pick up on. You want to come out for sure. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayer, affirmations, and visualizations will help bring you together. And then this card wanted to come out too. Past life relationship. Excuse me, you guys. Sorry about that. You have known each other before. I feel like there's someone in your life, it could be in the career sector, okay? There's someone in your life that you're recognizing. You have a very strong attraction to them. Here are two messages. I'm going to get the first one out of the way so we can focus on getting some more details about this. Calling in your soulmate, this talks about your energy again, you guys. It talks about feeling like you are a soul who is perfect as well, just like this gorgeous angel here, okay? Maybe we're not refined enough yet, but it's important not to look at ourselves as lowly little human people, okay? That can bog you down, right? So what it feels like is getting in the energy of a spirit, okay? The energy of someone who is worthy of love. This talks to me about feeling self-confident, being able to feel healthy and happy in your body, feeling beautiful. This could be something as simple as changing up your hair, workout routine, what you wear, getting more sun on your skin. There's a very occult knowledge surrounding the sun and how important it is. Some of you could try, oh, I actually can't remember what it's called. It's when you peer at the sun at very specific times of day. That can be very helpful for you. Just, be careful. I never am telling you to go hurt yourself. Okay, I'm not a doctor. But what I'm getting with this is to simply be existing in the vibration if you're without love right now. And that's going to bring this to you. You have to be in an energetic match, vibrational match, in order to call in something as big as a soulmate. This is a confirmation for some of you that you do have a soulmate in this lifetime. I do believe in multiple soulmates. Some of them are karmic partners. Some of them are teaching you lessons. Some of them are soulmates as in friends. And some of them are romantic in nature. Okay? So again, everything we talked about here is going to help bring in this soulmate. I don't want to really bring that through any further. This past life relationship card is very interesting to me, though. It feels like there's someone in your life. Let me get a couple details about this person, just to give you guys some confirmations. Okay, we'll start with these three cards. Idealism. This person could be Aquarius. You could be Aquarius too, okay? Okay. Versatility. Okay. And then secrets with Scorpio. Past life, this is the card that's I'm picking up on the most, okay? The secrets, this Scorpio and Venus card. To me, it feels like you guys have had a past life before in ancient Egypt. So you might be someone who's really drawn to Egypt, okay? But I also am getting that you guys are an air sign, the both of you. You could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We did have that Libra card come out in the very beginning, this Justice card, okay? I'm also getting, with the quality of air, a communication coming through, okay? The Gemini sign, to me, talks about communication and contact. It feels like there's a message coming through, so we'll get a little hit on that, okay? But this secrets card, to me, talks about a secret love affair, okay? And it could also just talk about a crush, someone that you have feelings for, feel attracted to them more than the average. It feels like you know them a little bit. Even if you've literally, I'm hearing that you've only ever shared a couple words together, a couple glimpses together at the gym or out in public, the post office, wherever you normally go and run into this person. You just feel a connection there, okay? I'm also getting that this person is a different race or religion or ethnicity than you, okay? And there's something secret. I like this card. This artist is incredible. I cannot speak about them enough. Let's see. So one of you could also live by the ocean, okay? That could be a confirmation for you. Is there anything else I'm picking up on? Not really. Well, no. One of you could be a singer, work with flutes, okay? That could be interesting to you, okay? So let's kind of pick up on some words left unsaid. You guys, let's put it through this lens. I want to know what they think about you, okay? Let's get 3. I want to know what this person thinks about pile 1. This past life relationship, this is kind of like connection that we've been seeing lately. Oh my God, butt stuff. Curious. So they want to do, very interesting things with you, new things you haven't done before. There's just a very, very strong attraction too, okay? I love you. Now that is a strong confirmation. I'm also hearing my personal synchronicity, which is an airplane going overhead. I'm getting this as a strong confirmation. This person has similar feelings to you, especially with calling in your soulmate. The birth card over here, the sun card here, past life relationship, and then secrets. This person has fantasized about you as well. They want to reach out. There's an element of contact here, okay? But it's like they're stuck on it being at the exact right time is what's coming through. And then sparkles. Oh, this card never comes out. That's magic. We were literally talking about magic. That's so amazing. Just mysticism it's reminding me of all these symbols here, which are supposed to represent keys too, okay? So what I see is the beginning of magic and love. It feels like right now you guys could be, already this magnetic attraction, this energetic vibrational match with a soulmate that you are destined to meet very soon. It feels like you're finally in a place of security that we saw early on in your reading, and that's represented by this King of Pentacles, okay? So it feels like the less you oh my God. The less you focus on work, everything to do with career, everything to do with finances, money, talent, anything like that, then the more you focus on creativity, expressing yourself, making sure that you feel beautiful in your body, talking and nurturing to your younger child self, listening to the dreams you had as a child, the more you focus on spirituality, art, and art practice, developing a way for creativity to express itself through you, that is going to call in this incredible partner that I see for you guys. If you're interested in booking a personal love reading, you can follow the link in my description box or bio or email me. I do see this as all the messages that I'm getting for you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, you can always leave me a big thumbs up, or if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up to let everyone else know that you made it this far too. And until next time, wherever you are in the world, day or night, stay divine. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are enjoying July so far. Welcome to basically just anything your guides, the universe, source, whatever you believe in, higher self, wants you to know at this time. So let me just explain the piles I have for you guys. Over here is what we need more of. Over here is what we need less of, and over here is what is in harmony. Let's start with what we need more of. Okay, so there's a strong message here. We have the major arcana, we have the minor arcana version of the major arcana card, the Emperor. So a lot of masculine energy. So what is necessary at this time? Less receptivity, less attraction, more action. That's the big message that your guides have for you right now. I feel like you've been really working on attracting, becoming a vibrational match for what you desire. I even clarified what's in harmony, and we have the card of seduction. So it feels like right now you're the most attractive in an energetic vibrational sense match for the future you wish to desire. We want you to embark down a career path. This can also talk about, and I'll take this in two different lenses. I drew companionship, you guys, to clarify what we need more of. To me, this is a lover, or this is a strong financial advisor, or a career advisor, okay? I'm getting these other cards here, okay? So what I'm picking up on is the need to develop your career, to put a lot of energy into what you're building at this time. Okay, this is kind of the opposite of pile 1. I love when it works that way. So this is talking about going off into the unknown, going off to where there is no life to bring life. And I kind of just want to, we're talking about the void. I just had to pull you guys to get one of these cards for you. A message from the void. Says you can expect to figure it all out at once. Perfect. So we'll get to that in a minute then. So I feel like what we're calling attention to, because right now your aura is yellow, I feel like you're in a moment of real self-confidence. I just heard some people just need a little bit of a push, okay? And it feels like that's you guys. We just need you to take that first step so that the universe can start it's like I'm seeing them put out other lily pads or stepping stones, but it's like if you don't take the first step, we don't need to put stepping stones across this river or across this lake. They don't need to be there. But if you start taking a step, they will appear more and more so that you can cross the finish line. It's just they're not going to appear by simply being in the energy of the female energy anymore. This applies to masculines, feminines, and everything, anyone in between, regardless of gender or identity. We need right now a heavy measure of masculine energy action, taking action, doing, going. We're focusing a lot on finances and careers, and all of this through an embarking entrepreneurial spirit. You guys might be a life path 1. This to me talks about, okay, I just also heard not all that wander are lost, okay? So it feels like we've been in the wandering phase, the phase of gaining new knowledge and gaining the confidence to express these new truths, gaining a lot of a world view and a point of view. And it feels like you have gathered all the information at this time necessary. So there's no more need to be sitting anymore, and there's a lot of need to take action. For others of you, this is a need to develop your health. Okay, the Pentacles talk about health, and the Emperor is the most virile, the most potent figure in the entire deck. And I'm seeing a heavy emphasis on the lower chakras. So we have the root, which is red, sacral orange, yellow, solar plexus. The lower chakras are the structure and the platform, the gateway to the upper chakras. The upper chakras obviously being heart, compassion, throat, speaking your authenticity, but also channeling. Third eye and crown, so psychic abilities, okay, but spiritual gifts as well. So if we want to access enlightenment, we must feel very, very grounded right now. So we're calling for a lot of attention in stability. We need to build a lot of structure at this time. I'm seeing you guys moving away from the drawing board into going out and pouring the concrete, pouring the foundation, putting up the structure for this building. It's a time and a call for action. I'm also hearing that this is, again, the emphasis is on the strengthening your health and your body, okay? I'm also hearing a message that Spirit really wants me to pull through is the importance of sexual energy. In our culture, it's so perverted. We have really, really messed it up. It's extremely unfortunate, especially for feminines, where for centuries they only had their virtue, and those have those just mess ups, hiccups, enormous cultural snags and divides are bleeding into the present moment. And it's really, really time right now to really develop a strong sense of your sexual identity and to identify with sex, because we are spiritual beings in a human vessel. So it's one thing to go down a path of spirituality. It's one thing to develop a career, build your finances, successes, be an artist, but it's so important to do things that are quintessentially human and animal, which is sex. So it's the idea of learning how to transmute sexual energy into spiritual energy in order to transmute the lower chakras, in order to gain enlightenment and to access the higher chakras. We can't gain enlightenment sufficiently if we are blocked, if we're not, seeking passion, seeking connections with lovers, okay? There is a real strong message. My guides are very, very insistent on me researching lately sexual energy. So this is something that we're talking to you about as well. The lower chakras, the energy centers, a goddess you could work with is Bast. Okay, I think that would be important. The divine female cat goddess from ancient Egypt. That could be something very interesting to you. You could look up other gods and goddesses who have to do with potent sexual energies. We need to stop making that a perverted word, because it isn't. It is a crucial aspect of being human. And when we deny that, through the church, for example, not to be preachy, but when we deny that, we suppress people from enlightenment. And that is what the world is about right now. We're making a massive shift towards enlightenment. And your guides, that is a strong message for you guys, okay? But we're also really asking for you to seek out financial advisors, to seek out companions. I'm also just hearing, surround yourself with like-minded individuals. So if you are someone who wants to be a millionaire, you have to be surrounding yourself with people who are wealthy or know about money, okay? So that would be, reading books for some of you about this career path you want to go down, And it's not. We're done reading. It's a time of doing. So if you don't know how to take that step, that is why we need to seek the advisor. They will help us pave the way. They will let you know how to build this foundation, is a message that's coming through strongly. Strong connections that are wise and help move your lot forward. There's something pile 2 is supposed to build in this lifetime. You've been working very hard to develop the passion, and we need to build upon and amplify this passion. This will come through taking action and having a measure of faith. I'm again seeing the lily pads or the stepping stones. They appear out of nowhere. As long as the initiate, the adept, takes that step, okay? The seeker, you guys. So yeah, strong messages, and we'll flesh this out a little bit later. I want to take this down a romance lens too, because the other aspect I got is lust, okay? So definitely we're talking about sexual energies, transmuting the lower vibration, building that up into, I think, pouring it into, for some of you, it's a person, for some of you, it's this project, this entrepreneurial spirit, building your career, taking those steps. There is a strong attraction right now for you to be someone who is influential, high in their career, the highest in their career. I'm sensing there's quite a long way to go. I'm seeing both the bull and the ram. You guys could have Aries or Taurus placements. There's an emphasis on the material realm being in the body, where one needed to focus less. Everything in career was perfect, but they needed to develop spiritually. We're flipping that table for you guys, okay? So let's go over here into the energy of what we need less of, okay? And we got this perfect message. You can't expect to figure it out all at once, okay? Which is that idea of the stepping stones, the lily pads. Sometimes we identify a huge goal and we can use our intelligence to talk us out of it. It's the energy of building yourself up to go, and then you stop. You talk yourself out of it. And you feel very confident, and then you don't. And you come up with all the ways it could succeed, and then the inner saboteur comes out and tells you all the ways, and then some, that it won't succeed. That is something we need a lot less of, because I'm sensing, and I just heard, you guys are actually primed. You're poised for greatness. It's time to embark, okay? Some of us just need a little bit of a push, okay? I see you guys surrounding yourself with negative ideas, or the inner saboteur really needs to be quieted. You can't know, just like the message from the void says, you can't know everything that's going to happen down the road. If you try to plan everything to a T, you're going to exhaust yourself because you can't look that far into the future. But what you also do is you sabotage serendipity and chance and really fun synchronistic things that the universe will do and serve for you along your path. What is just needed is for you to embark. We just need to, I'm just seeing a little bit of like a push to get you guys going, okay? Because you guys are primed. You're very, very ready, but it's like hemming and hawing. We're stuck between yes and no, and the time is to go. We just really need to step out of the energy of speculation and hemming and hawing and to move forward into this territory that has everything to do with your career. You guys have identified something to do with your career. You've identified what you want to do and where you want to go. Perhaps for some of you, this took a long time. It took a lot of learning, but you have become very, very, very well-rounded as a result. I love to see that what is in harmony right now are two cards that look strikingly different. We have the element of the air, we have the element of the earth. Exact opposites. We have the knight right here, who is sometimes a very chaotic, rushing energy, literal opposite of the Page of Pentacles, who is a very grounded individual, okay? A learner, someone who's studying and learning things, okay? But what I see is you experimenting with your life has given you the most incredible point of view. It's given you what you want to go after. It's given you your mission statement. It's given you how you want to look. Everything that you've gone through has been this sort of preparatory period, and you are ready. When I see the chariot, it means embark. And what I feel like is that you have been doing all the necessary steps because there is something we were grooming you for. You are primed now, though. So keep making dedicated efforts, slow and steady steps. Move forward just a step at a time, just one step at a time. Because again, we can't map out everything because we'll talk ourselves out of it because it's too far to go. It seems too big, too lofty. But if you take it off a little bit at a time, it's going to seem that much simpler. And it is only that mindset that you need in order to go the whole distance. It is the understanding that you can simply identify the next possible step, and by achieving that, you are one step closer. That's all we need to focus on right now. We don't need to look at the final destination. If you look right here at the ascent, the outlook, it's kind of your rising sign is what you need to go after. The door, one of them is closed, but this is cracked open. It's like you're just ready to embark, okay? You are gaining the key in order to open this door. We can't quite see the destination, the final destination. And then there is fog right here and mist, the veil, unknown. But we must go through that door. We've been preparing for this for such a long time. Some of us needed to develop our health. Some of us needed to develop a sense of who we are, how we can express ourselves, how we need to take action. Some of us had a lot of learning and education to build. Some of us needed to become grounded. And you have. That is where you guys are now. I'm getting that, like, the keys in your hands. We just need you to take this step into the unknown and to go and to build your empire, to begin what you were here to do. Again, for those of you who are saying how, it is one step at a time. It is everything that we talked about. Perhaps just, rewind to the beginning. This is identifying someone who can help you take that next step. For example, you wanted to you wanted to go to art school. Well, you didn't know how to do that because there are so many different schools. Well, what you could do is talk to an artist. You could find the most trusted, knowledgeable artist in your community that you have an acquaintance with, and they could point you at least in a direction. It's all we need, that one step at a time. That person could not have the answer, but they might have the first step, and you take that first step, and that leads you to someone who has an incredible idea about how you should select schools and what matters, and it helps you develop what you're going after. It's the energy of that. So no more being in your head, no more convincing yourself that you're not worthy. What I see right here, to have, it's almost as if two emperors came out. You guys are here to do something large, especially with the ascendant and the outlook, okay? Just be curious. I would be curious, rather, what your rising sign is, and what your north node is, and I feel like you guys could sort of weave together pieces from both of those to figure out what you're going after, what you need to do in this lifetime. However, what I feel like is that you guys really do know what you want to go after. I'm seeing Aries being repeated by the Emperor, and then Aries and Venus right here. And what I'm seeing is lust, passion. You guys are understanding that it is passion that is the necessary fuel to get a project off the ground and for it to go the whole distance. If you're always passionate about something, it's not going to feel like a chore, and you'll always be able to pour in new forms of inspiration to keep you going, to motivate you, to keep you going to the end. Right now, you guys are a very, very strong energetic attraction for the destiny, your fate, your future, what you really, really want to go after. I'm seeing as if your whole rating could be symbolized by a green traffic light, okay? No more sitting in yellow, caution. No. You've done plenty of work. Incredible job. I love, again, to see that we're calling this harmonious. That means you know when to speak your truth, when to take action, when to slow down, when you need to put in a little bit more work to learn something new. You guys are very, very strong individuals, and right now the call is to move towards this future, to move towards what you're going after. There's going to be required a measure of endurance, okay? So again, that is what was required of you was to learn these things, to learn how to temper impulsiveness and slow and steady work, to learn the difference between masculine and feminine energy. And again, what is necessary right now is a measure of masculine energy, okay? So I did say that I wanted to talk about what I'm viewing as companionship or a relationship. So I'm just going to make a little bit of room. And I feel like for the majority of you, we want to talk about a relationship. So let's just, yeah, we'll leave those there, Zach. Okay, let's see. I'm picking up on someone older than you. Okay, so again, the first half of this reading, you guys, was for the people who really need companionship, who need this financial advisor, who need to surround themselves with people who are like-minded individuals who are going after and have achieved what you want to achieve. That is the message. For others of you, it is sexuality. It is the experience of passion, sex, love, romance, a partner. That is what we're talking about. So let's just see if we can't flesh out this idea and perhaps cause some synchronicity for you guys. This person, this attraction, what we need more of. Okay. Oh, shush. Wow. Okay, so that's amazing. Calling in your soulmate came in pile 1, but actual soulmate came out for your pile. So yes, this is your soulmate. I get that, and I really, really enjoy this person for you, okay? With this Aries double confirmation, I wouldn't be surprised if this person was an Aries sign, okay? Or if they're a fire sign, okay? They would definitely have Aries in their sun, moon, or rising, or just very, very strong Venus placements, okay? So then we also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, okay? So what I see is, again, for some of you, surrounding yourself with friends. For others of you, this is a partner. This is an attraction that you weren't necessarily looking for. This person really ignites your passion, and that's something that's going to fuel you in this direction you're going towards. Some of you have a talent for expressing passion through art, okay? Can I know a little bit about this person? Shut up. Shut up. That's so fun. Okay, so Aries, yeah. This person's an Aries, okay? That's very, very curious. So yeah, this person's a go-getter, and the reason that you're attracted to each other, I could be talking to two masculines right now as well, or two feminines, it doesn't really matter, but I did get a gay vibe right here, okay? What I'm hearing, you guys, is that the reason that you're attracting each other is because you're soulmates, and the reason why you're soulmates is that you're at the same vibrational, energetic match. You're at the same vibrancy. You're at the same frequency, which is why you are attracted to each other. I think right now you're at the beginning stage. You're just getting to know each other, yet you feel a very strong connection to them. This could be someone who's building a career in a very similar fashion or arena as you are. They could be pursuing the same thing, okay? Now, what am I getting as well? This person, they could have tattoos, okay? They just have sort of a rebellious aspect to them, but it's not necessarily Aquarian rebellion. It's more of just like a rebel heart. Like, this person reminds me of like a James Franco or a James Dean, okay? Those kind of vibes. There is a lot of chemistry, a lot of chemistry with this attraction. And for some of you, this is a soulmate because you really needed this passion and lust, okay? For others of you, this is a soulmate, and they're fulfilling another aspect. You could be already in a partnership, but you guys might be open. This person's coming in because there is a measure of passion that is missing in your relationship, and that is what they're here to fill, okay? So what else about this person? Yeah, they're being represented by a masculine energy regardless of their identity or gender, okay? And they are on a mission too. I get that you guys have linked energy when it comes to your career or what you're meant to build in this lifetime, okay? There is for some of you, this could be a Leo too, is what I just heard. This person really likes their car for some of you, okay? And they're very, very concerned about what they want to build at this time, what they're going after. Let's get a little bit more information about this person. Can I know a little bit more about what they look like? What does this person look like? Oh, wow. Okay, so this person is really smitten, okay? This person with the tiger, okay? They could be what am I hearing? They could be Indian, okay? There's something very beautiful about their eyes as well, is what I'm hearing. They could have hazel eyes, but there's something very gorgeous. It could simply be the shape of their eyes, but when you're around them, you feel it, okay? Some of you are in contact with each other, okay? I actually think that the majority of you have been in contact with each other. There's something when you're in their energy, their immediate energy field, where it's just like you either like your heart drops out of your ass, or you can just feel your heart beating in your chest, like you read in books, like you actually feel that happening, or there's a pounding in your ears. There's something that feels just like it's a physical thing. It's like you're hugging fire, but if you wouldn't burn from it, you know what I mean? It's something very, very magnetic and attractive about them. Just being in their presence, I'm hearing that you lose your mind in the sense that you kind of like, I feel like you're well spoken, but around them you're like you just say the stupidest things, or you feel like you're not representing yourself well around them. Don't worry, I'm getting that they hear this they feel the same way about you or about themselves when they're around you too. But there's something really, really protective about this person. Okay, so can I perhaps just have a little bit more about what they look like? This person could be bald for some of you, okay? That's curious. Okay, but again, it's the eyes, right? There's an emphasis on their eyes, okay? There's something very, very alluring about their eyes, okay? I'm also seeing 1 and 1, 1 and 1, so 11, 11. I'm hearing that you'll see 11, 11 when this person shows up in your life, okay? Or just 1, 1, 1 is a significant message for you guys at this time. You want to look up 1, 1, repeating ones, okay? If that's calling to you. But this person, they're very, very intelligent, okay? They come off as just, perhaps a little detached, okay? But it's just because they have this really strong sense of what they're supposed to build in this lifetime and where they're going. And they don't want you to feel like they're not interested in you, okay? Because this is a soulmate attraction. This card never comes out. I love to pick up on this. So what else about them? There's something about their lips as well, okay? They have very classical lips. Think of sculptures, okay? I'm seeing the David, okay? But there's also an emphasis on the skin too. I wouldn't be surprised if this person had something about their skin. So for some of you, this is like an interesting birthmark, okay? A large birthmark, okay? Now, did I get anything else besides their eyes, their little tiger's eyes? Nope, I think that's what we're getting for that. Let's just go just a step deeper. I know this is a very long reading. I just want to pull perhaps 1 or 2 messages, okay? What's unsaid? I want to know what's unsaid. Always very curious about that. Dare I say star-crossed? Well, you can't get much more synchronicity than that. Oh my goodness. And then intimate insight. Oh my God. What's unsaid? Literally the card that says something intimate's unsaid. Okay, so guys, that's the end of your reading, and I really hope you enjoyed your messages. If you want to book a love reading, you can always follow the link in my description box or the link in my banner, or you can email me. And if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. It helps other people find these messages too, helps my channel grow. And wherever you are in the world, day or night, until next time, stay divine. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. So I want to focus on first more. What do you guys need more of? And then we'll look at what you need less of, followed by what is in harmony or balance. So what I see right off the bat is that it feels like you guys are desiring more wealth and status. So to me, this translates to success. And it feels like what is needed is a little bit more of like a well-calculated risk, okay? There seems to be something that you guys desire as far as fame and notoriety, okay? And to me, this could be a little bit of self-sabotage. Maybe you guys doubt that you can be more wealthy than you have thus far experienced in this lifetime, but I want you to know that that's just an old version of yourself that you can let go of at any moment, because I do see a lot of fame and success in your future, but perhaps it comes from you becoming individual, from you going alone. Somehow, I see you being the most successful when you are your own entity. This might mean like having your own house so that you can have creative freedom to express yourself and express your deep wealth of talent to the best of its ability. For some reason, I'm getting the idea that you're your best when you're alone, okay? You're someone who gets a lot of creative inspiration when you have room to roam, whether that's around your house or just simply not having a lot of energy present beside your own, helps you tap into your creative abilities and potential. What I see right now is that it feels like money is something that you really have to hold on to. It feels like right now there is a belief that money is difficult to make, or just perhaps we're changing our relationship to money and how we think about getting money. So when I see this Six of Pentacles, it really talks about experiencing abundance from giving to others, and in order to feel worthy of money, I'm getting the idea that there's an idea of needing to donate somehow, to share the wealth somehow, because this person right here are you the people receiving the money, or are you the person who is established enough to be able to, drop $5 into the fiddler who's standing outside Trader Joe's? Is the energy that's coming through. When you have the ability to give to others, that's what makes you a really strong attraction, a strong energetic vibrational match for increased money and finances. What I'm seeing is that there's an element of sort of mundaneness in your life, and we're looking for more drama. We're looking for a little bit more passion. This could be with a romantic partner. This could simply be spirituality, a passion for life itself, a passion for consciousness, a passionate life. It feels like right now your guides, the universe, source, whatever you believe in, are drawing attention to this desire to know yourself on a spiritual level deeper, to know about why you desire this is coming through now, why you desire more wealth and status. Where is that coming from? Is it because you're being influenced by people you see online, or is this a genuine desire? Why is it that there is this desire for money or an increase in the finances? Where is that discomfort coming from? Why is it that we can't seem to be happy with what we have in the present moment or appreciate what we have right now? This could also simply be a self-limiting belief about how money works, about how it can come to be. I feel like in past generations, it's been the idea that you have to work hard and then life sucks and then you die. And I cannot be repulsed by anything more than that logic. And that's probably you guys too. This could be the energy of, instead of, going after something with a lot of lust and zeal, it's the energy of being a vibrational match for it instead. So being what you wish to experience, feeling that way. You can do this through visualization, through vision boards. You can also just try to volunteer. That's a good energetic vibrational match for receiving abundance. The idea of giving in order to receive. And if you don't have a lot of money to give, there are certainly other things. I sense a wealth of talent from you guys. There could be something that you can donate in some sense, some wisdom to be spread or shared amongst people. Again, I'm also feeling like it's more the energy about how wealth and fame is. It's why. It's the why that's coming through. And the word that I want you guys to eliminate from your memory is the word how. Try not to get lost on how the money can come in. Try not to think about how you're going to be famous and successful. Try to live first in the energy of why, and then simply be that energy. So what I'm talking about is a little complex, because the how can block the universe from expressing a multitude of ways, like synchronicity and chance and random acts of kindness and just surprise, serendipity. It can remove that if you're trying to sort of force things into existence, because the way that works is that you're only able to think about how something can come in based on what you've been exposed to before in this lifetime. So if you're exposed to, life, you have to work very hard to get what you want. I do see a bunch of Saturn placements, and that's true to an extent, but that's also a self-limiting belief. You could simply start believing something else. You could say that first, you could start with your relationship to money. Money is often perverted in this day and age where we think that bad people have money. There are just as many people who have money that are good and do good in the world. You just don't hear about it as much because media likes to focus on the negative because it sells a better story. So instead, you could focus on you being a strong attraction to money. You could write down affirmations about money. You could write down that money flows to me with ease and tranquility of mind, or you can just sort of come up with your own ideas. But what we seem to be wanting to talk a lot about more is just the energy of desire itself. We want you to have a little bit more lust for life, it seems like. For some of you, this could be experimenting with learning about how to be an attractive vibrational match for fame or wealth. And for others of you, this could be perhaps learning a little bit about a spiritual practice, picking up a spiritual practice. And then for others of you, and picking up on like connections with other people. And that's going to inspire a lot of new energy. It feels like things are a little dry, and we want to bring a spark of life in at this time. So this seems to be what we want to focus on more of. So just give me a few seconds and I will see where we want to focus less of our energy on. All right, you guys. So let's see. Interesting. So what I feel like, again, is what we're talking about is like a less structure, less of like a mental block. This does feel a lot like sword energy, and this is a general reading. So if finances aren't necessarily what you're concerned about, this could be fame, this could be talent, this could be worldly success, this could have to do with career. Try to fit this into that lens that is most applicable to you. What I feel like, it's like the energy of how this happens, we're being a little bit too idealistic, and it's almost like blocking off a bunch of possible opportunities because you want it to come in a certain way, or again, you're expecting this fame, this success, this money to come in at a certain way, and we have to be open a little bit to more, just simply more. We have to be a little bit less idealistic, especially when it comes to career, especially when it comes to making our money, especially when it comes to anything to do with wealth, success, health, and talent. Some of you are very curious about developing a body that's different than what you have now, and it's just I can feel it so strongly, pile 3. This is an energetic block. There are books that need to be read that can help you figure out. Let's see, You're a Badass at Making Money is a book that you could read. There are just really strong, deeply rooted, self-limiting beliefs about money and fame and how it means to be successful, okay? It feels like we need to take on a broader perspective about what success means and what it would feel like to be successful. And again, I do feel like this does come back to the why. So we need a little less restraint, a little less caution, a little less force about how this is going to come into be. It feels like perhaps you guys also could be curious about your life path, or I need a little bit more clarity about what your soul mission is here, or here on earth, okay? I just feel like kind of forcing the mind for money and success. It feels like you guys perhaps had past lives where you were wealthy, things came easy, but in this life, with again another Saturn placement, what I feel like in this life, I can't say for everyone, this is a general reading, it feels like hard work and slow and steady work is the way that you are going to experience a wealth of health and success and financial security in this lifetime. Another king. Yeah, you guys are definitely, there's an energy about you where I feel like you've had strong past lives where you were in power and in authority. And in this life, we're supposed to experience something a little different, a little less. And it feels like that's not your cup of tea or not quite exactly what you're interested in. Right now, it feels like it's just a little too mundane. It feels like the world is a little too boring. And I just want to remind you that you chose to incarnate on Earth at this time for whatever reason, many, many reasons. I also want to remind you that before you incarnated, you designed the life that you would lead here, and you would design this life as a soul. So as a soul, you wouldn't have any negative attachments from any other lives you've had. You'd be very wise, caring, and compassionate. And so you would have designed a life that was luxurious if you wanted to experience luxury. You would have designed a path to get there. And right now it feels like tuning into this self to figure out how and where that's going to happen. The how is going to be spontaneous. Allow for some serendipity and chance. Allow for the universe to work with you by getting out of your way is what it feels like. Try not to only visualize ways that money can come in through very mundane ways. Try to look up stories about random acts of kindness or really incredible success stories. I think that would be very, very helpful for you. I also am getting the image of one of my best friends. Her dad is a very intelligent man. He dropped out of high school, then went back and got a GED, and then he went to college and studied geology. And then he decided later in life, nope, I need to get a PhD in English, and then he wrote 7 English comprehensive books, those big English textbooks you take to class. 7 from someone who dropped out of high school and studied rocks is a very well-known English professor at Wisconsin. And so it's that energy. It's like life's not over. Even if you've made choices or you've gone down a certain path in life, it doesn't mean that that was a waste of time. You're certainly gathering experience along the way, but also just allow for a little bit of flexibility and freedom. We want a little less caution. We want a little less focus on wealth in this lifetime and something perhaps more spiritual in nature to fill your creative well. I'm also getting that there's this energy of just feeling dissatisfied in the mundane. We need to bring in a little bit more passion and drama into the situation. So to me, that could be reading good books, literature, exposing yourself to different cultures, foods, to go out to different dancing bars, something to just reignite your soul. It feels like things are a little bit stuck or just a little sticky right now, sludgy. One good way is to focus on health and to focus on the body and particularly moving the body, okay? And allow your brain to unfold slowly, okay? I got this vision on the way to the gym today of a peony. It's my favorite flower, and the bud comes out very, very, very tight. And over time, it opens from a tiny little bud like this to a huge, gorgeous flower with incredible fragrance. And it is done slowly. It opens slowly over time to get the full effect. And I'm hearing that the best years of your life, the best success, the best financial stability has yet to come. And it will only come when you lose this strong attachment to it, this strong forcing hand about how it's going to come in. There are sometimes jobs you have to take that are not your favorite, but they help grease the wheels for more serendipity, for more people, for more energy to come in. I'm getting the idea that your guides are really working hard with you, but it's almost like they don't have enough wiggle room. They're asking for you to have a little less caution. and to remain hopeful as always. I love to see the star card here, you guys. And to me, it's kind of like the idea that you're here to do big and great work and many things. You're here, I think, to experience great love as well. This little Page of Cups did not want to be put back in the deck, okay? And so what I feel like is perhaps you've just been a little bit cautious. A little cautious with your talents, abilities about what arena you're going to allow yourself to water. And it's like we need you to be a little less strict with yourself. Life, the earth is a message I really want to translate or pass on to people is escaping the idea that earth is a school. I hate that idea. We come from souls. Earth is a playground. We are here you can, sure, obviously learn many lessons in this playground, but it is first and foremost a playground. We need to not be so serious, not be so cautious, but again, it comes from this idea of self-limiting beliefs about being, exposed to ways of thinking and ways of being. I just saw 444 on the clock, you guys. That could be significant for you. Ways of being, old structured ways of existing, making money, making ends meet that need to be removed and deprogrammed and unlearned. I feel like you guys could benefit from reading different books, exposing yourself to different thinking, different schools of thoughts, okay? But also a strong focus on humanity in this lifetime and helping others, finding out where you can best express your talents. I feel like you guys are struggling with life purpose a bit, or about what you want to do in this lifetime, and that was something, guys, I only am just getting over my obsession with life purpose, something I have been obsessed with since I was a senior in college. I graduated in 2015, and it was rough. It was really, really rough because I have a multitude of talents, like I sense that you guys do as well. But it was the matter of if I'm going to do a career or going to have a job, I need something that ignites my body, mind, spirit, soul, all of it. I am someone who does occasionally get very bogged down in the mundane and can just hate how slow things manifest in this life and how hard it is and how much structure there is and limitations. And it's about sort of just letting yourself slip through that, right? Not getting bogged down in the 3D realm, okay? One thing that I would like to offer to you about life purpose that I've learned, it took a long time to learn. One of the best things you can possibly do is figure out what talent that you have at your greatest disposal. That's just obvious. We all have natural talents. Don't be that naysayer. We all have natural talents and abilities that we have developed over many years. It doesn't have to be on Earth. It can be out in the galaxy, but we all have natural talents and abilities, a great wealth of knowledge. You could simply ask someone to do an Akashic record reading for you or a past life regression reading to sort of figure out what you did in past lives, but I sense that you know what you are very talented at. So the best thing you can do in a life purpose sense is figure out the very best way to capture that talent that enables other people to share in that experience as well. For example, if you're someone who has a really keen eye for detail and you love detail, you love light, well, you could be a photographer, and that could be one of the ways that you capture your incredible imagination and attention for detail by photographing macro photography and inspiring the mind with very abstract photographs. This is just a very random example, okay? So it's the idea of finding out what talent of yours that you have at your greatest disposal and fashioning that in a way that enables people to basically drink it in and receive the knowledge and experience that you have the best way. For example, if you've, it's the idea of giving someone water. Well, you could give it into your hand and sort of put it in their mouth, and that would just kind of be awkward and sloppy. But think about a cup or a glass, right? It's that idea. It's that form that you have to figure out, pile 3. That form is going to give you way to capture and store and also help other people receive that talent of yours, that skill set of yours, okay? It's just the form that we need to figure out as the best right now. Okay, so let me just pull back for a second, and I'm going to look at what is in harmony right now, what's in good balance. balance. So I'm going to focus probably a little bit less attention on this aspect because the message is very clear, and I also want to just do a little bit of a relationship or love, quick little tap into that side too. But what I see as in a very good balance right now, as illustrated in this card as well, also I'm seeing the balance in 11. I also like to see the star and the bird up there. It reminds me of the star card that came out for you guys. Might as well put that guy back there. You can see the star and the little bird, the little ibis right there on the tree. It feels like you guys have a definite skill set. You're very original thinkers. I would not be surprised if you had Aquarius placements, okay? Or had strong air placements. I feel like your individuality, your unique expression about who you are and how you articulate yourself and your belief system, the ideas you have are incredibly original. It feels like they're your seed corn. They're one of your best gifts and natural talents in this lifetime is your imagination, your ability to visualize. Some of you were engineers in past lives and architects. And it feels like something that's incredible balance right now is your mind. It feels like there are so many good things flowering. The creative mind. Anything that has to deal with creativity, it feels like is very much on board in the forefront right now. It feels like your ability to dream and imagine is just that thing that needs to be put into a form. You know, the dreams, imagination, ideas, they're sort of nebulous. They're like smoke. You can't hold them. But we need to find what we can do to sort of put those ideas into a way that we can see. I just saw a kaleidoscope. For some of you, this is kind of complex. For some of you, it's combining many of your talents into one that creates something multifaceted and incredible and something totally original. That is a channeled message for you guys there. Something to do with a kaleidoscope, something to do with taking some of your multi-talents and sort of perverting them a bit, changing what their form or function usually operates as and seeing it in a whole new light. That is a gift you guys have, and it is something that is really in strong balance and harmony right now, is your potential that you feel. You feel this incredible amount of potential and creativity. Your well is like overflowing at this time. It just needs a form, okay? So what I want to touch on also is what I'm looking at as a relationship, okay? Something to do with like passion. It just feels like passion is on the horizon, something along these lines at least. You had a lot of kings come up, and to me that talks about really, stable, stable relationships, okay? Curious. So we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So to me, this talks about a crush. It talks about something you've had your eyes on, but haven't necessarily developed the courage to make a move at. It's definitely in the early stage as being represented by the Page of Cups. This is a young romance, or it just hasn't, taken a lot of shape yet. I kind of want to pull a couple more cards about this. This person, what would they think if they knew that you liked them? And if you know that they, know how you feel about them, this is perhaps what they wish to say to you. Oh my god, this came out again. Okay, yeah, very that. So, this person has great advice for you. The first one is something new, something you haven't tried before, something that's inspiring, something passionate, something to awaken your senses. Some of you might want to try doing marijuana to have a spiritual experience, or try psilocybin. Something about awakening your passion for living in this earth is very useful at this time. Try not to get bogged down with life purpose, okay? I really do feel like one of the only things we're meant to do here is just really express ourselves and to experiment and to explore and to just simply experience. Experience is really the biggest point, okay? Now with Let Go or Be Dragged, it's where I sense that you guys are now, and I like this person for you because they have really intuitive advice. It feels like try not to get caught up in the mundane right now. I'm seeing that the mundane life potentially has you bogged down a little bit. Something's a little greasy. You won't be here forever, as with the lotus that I'm seeing. The lotus flower, it seeds in the mud, and it has to grow all through the mud blood has to go through the murky lake bottom to rise all the way to the surface where it finally can open and bloom. Feels like that's where you guys are at present, but it is the reminder of hope. Do not lose hope at this time. Your guides are always there sending you signs and synchronicities, even when options seem limited. And we want to remind you that you are incredibly beautiful and incredibly original. Your unique ideas and expressions, the way you talk, the way you look, the way you navigate and walk through life, it's simply necessary in this experience. It's necessary for people to see and observe how you do it because it lights the way for them. It just shows them different ways of being too. You're here to be a unique expression, a unique spark of consciousness that's very inspiring. I'm seeing Devil's Snare with this, and if you're familiar with the Harry Potter franchise, you can't sort of resist the Devil's Snare or it'll suffocate you. It kind of is like life, you know? But if you let go, you will pass through all the vines and drop below the Devil's Snare. It'll just release you if you can relax. That's very hard to do. It's very hard to do, especially if you're curious about life purpose. You guys. But if you are, really stuck on that, I offer life path and life purpose readings. You can find the link in my description box, or you can email me or follow the link in my banner. But this person, they want to introduce you to something new. Or this is a message from your higher self saying it's time to approach this person. Simply try not to figure out if it's a soulmate, if it's going to last forever. We want you to just have a little bit more fun with experiencing things for the sake of experience, just for the interactions, because it's going to open new neural pathways is what I'm getting. It's going to just open your eyes. And yeah, I feel like those are the main messages, you guys. I do want to actually pull one final card. I didn't pull this with the other piles. I want to draw an animal medicine guide for you guys, an animal spirit guide. Lynx. Ooh, Keeper of Secrets. So cool. You guys might have ties to ancient Egypt as well. Yeah, you guys could benefit probably from accessing the Akashic record, from learning about consciousness, from learning about raw law of one. There's some secrets that you could really benefit from. And that comes from exploring your mind and perhaps past lives. You can look into shamans who can look into your past lives. You can look into other healers who can help you gain access from your past lives, or develop a way to connect with the Akashic record. Or for some of you, I'm hearing, can already access the Akashic record. It's setting up more time to devote to accessing that Akashic record. Some of you are channelers, and some of you have books to write. Some of you have a lot of information to pull through into this world, and perhaps you're experiencing the mundane and just stuck in the quagmire of it because you're meant to get out of it and then show other people how to do that too, to light the way for others. All right, these seem to be all the messages that I'm picking up on, and I hope that you guys really liked this video. If you did, or you've made it this far, you can always give me a big thumbs up. It helps my channel. It helps other people find these messages who need to find them too. And wherever you are in the world, day or night, until next time, stay divine.